Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while or following me on the socials, you know I'm rather addicted to collecting tarot decks. The weirder the better, the more original the better. I love just the different artwork and everything on each one because each one shares something that another one might not show. So for today, I have this to share with you, the Biblical Tarot. Now you can see still very much in the plastic, still very much new, and still very much exciting because I love, love, love different tarot decks. Now another thing that I love is learning as much as I can. Did you know there's over 4,000 different religions in the world? And this is one of them. So I mean, I'm not trying to throw my religion or anything on you. I would never ever do that and ask the same for you for me. But I do believe that each and every one of the religions, including this one, has a piece of the puzzle. Like each one is a piece of the puzzle and together they make the real thing. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to check out this awesome deck and see what's in it. You see down here you have the QR code for extra guides, spreads, promotions, and more. So if you want to check that out, you can do that. And here's the back of the box and it says connect with the divine, discover yourself, transform your life. This is not just a tarot deck. It's a testament to the beauty of faith, a bridge between the physical and the divine. Hear the whispers of prophets and let your soul be touched by the same light that inspired generations. There's the side of the box, the front of the box, and over here, created with a purpose, and it has the chapter of the Bible where that comes from. So you can totally use this deck to connect with your Bible and things like that and learn more about Christianity, where it came from, what it has to share. Really excited to get into it. So I'm going to do the little snip right here with the scissors. I'm left-handed, so my scissors, they're right-handed, and I just tried to cut that with right-handed scissors. At least we only had to do a little snip, and we can get the plastic off, so it's not that big of a deal. And it worked for what I wanted them to work with. So, plastic away. Deck is here to play. So you got the box right here. It's one of those awesome little magnetic boxes, so you know it's kind of safe, and it's almost like a book. So you've got that there. We're going to open it up, and it says, whether seeking guidance, wisdom, or a deeper connection to your spiritual roots, your journey begins here. So this is really, really exciting. You've got that study guide right there. That's all the information and everything from the different cards. Like, let's just open it up to a random page. There we have the nine of feathers right there. And upright is denial, guilt and remorse, mental anguish and despair, fear of consequences and inner turmoil. So that tells me immediately that feathers corresponds to the sword suit. So that's the card of lying awake, letting all those worries and everything come. But a positive, and I love the fact that it has the reversals right here too, because I'm not a fan of reading reversals, as you know, but you've got that information here if you want to check that out. And you know, because the negative side of the Knight of Swords or feathers, when you pull it, that's the upright. So if you have the negative or the reverse side here, then you have the positive aspect of the Nine of Swords. Reversed aspect of the Nine of Swords or Nine of Feathers in this deck. You've got Peter denies Jesus, so you have that story from the Bible, and it says overcoming guilt and regret, so you're letting go of the things that want to hold you back. Finding forgiveness and redemption, release from mental anguish, gaining a new perspective, renewed hope and strength. So that aspect of the Nine of Feathers / Nine of Swords would say that's more positive than the upright version, right? But even if it's upright, you know, you're facing that. You're facing that darkness within. You're facing that anguish, so you can let it go. Okay, we're going to pull the cards out of this box. Flip it over. There is the back of the cards. Isn't that beautiful with the crosses and the doves and everything? Really cool. There's the sides. We don't have any awesome foil stuff that I've had lately that it like changes colors. Yeah. You know, certain things, certain decks you see, you start getting spoiled with that stuff. But you're not here to look at the sides of it. You're here to see the illustrations. We're going to start right there with the Fool and go through the deck. There is the soul. And that shows like those ideas that are within us, the soul that is within us. And we can take that and we can begin something just as God did all those years ago and created life itself. So we have creation of a living being right there and the soul, the color, the artwork and everything. It's beautiful. I love, love, love this illustration. I'm going to set it right here, set it over so we get the deck back in its original order. Here's the Magician, Moses parting the Red Sea. Oh, perfect. I love it. I'm already in love with this deck and how beautiful and how connected it is and everything. Because the Bible, whether I follow it 100% or not, it's still one of the oldest books in history, and there's so many lessons you can learn from it. As a kid, I read the Old Testament like front to back because I was just fascinated with learning everything that I can. And that's why it's so difficult for me to follow like one religion, because I really want to study all of them. Like, it's a dream of mine, and trust me, this dream, I haven't had it. I haven't achieved it yet for obvious reasons, because that is taking on a lot. But to be able to read the books on every single one of those 4,000 religions, that would be amazing to me. So there is Moses parting the Red Sea as the magician, and we have Mary Magdalene as the high priestess. Beautiful artwork. I love like the colors and everything in the back and all the skulls and everything. So she looks really impressive and powerful right there. The Empress is Mary, mother of Jesus, and you have that illustration right there. And I noticed right here there's a little bit of a glitch on the card. It's like it cut it off or it smeared it or something. So that's really interesting, like that spot, like almost like the powers that be, God himself said you can't actually write that. So that's really interesting. Doesn't take away from the illustration at all though. Still absolutely beautiful. That's the front of the box too. So you've got that right there. Turn that one over, and we have the Emperor as King Solomon. So this can definitely be one of those decks. Like when I did the top 3 interesting tarot decks, this is definitely the interesting tarot deck, because it grows those ideas in you. It makes you want to open the Bible and learn more about these characters, these people that lived all of those thousands of years ago. Next up, we have Aaron, the brother of Moses. So Moses' brother, as he parted the Red Seas, I didn't know he had a brother. So definitely interesting right here. The high priest instead of the hierophant. And I love that because it connects back to that high priestess. And it shows those lessons and everything when we learn from them. When we learn from the powers that be and the stories that have come before, we can take that and change our lives for the better. So there is that illustration. Adam and Eve are the lovers right here in their Garden of Eden, and you have the snake and everything right there, and a little smudge again. Like, they put the deck in, like, in the box, and they closed it and everything before the ink was dry, maybe. I'm not sure. It's very interesting. Those little spots are down there. But you have that illustration right there. Just the 5. They don't have, like, the 6s up there, so I'm not exactly sure why that's like that. But, again, it doesn't take away from the illustration. So there is the lovers with Adam and Eve. The chariot is the Pharaoh's pursuit. And you have that illustration right there with the horses taking control and driving themselves forward. Beautiful illustration again. Every time I do these unboxing videos, it's like, oh, this is beautiful. There we have strength, Daniel in the lion's den, facing those lions and everything. And he's not killing them. He's got them beside him. They're all just like chilling and finding better times. So beautiful illustration there. I really like that one. The Hermit is John the Baptist, and you have that illustration right there. Number 9, the colors and everything in the background, the lamb. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. Wheel within a wheel. And within a wheel, within a wheel. Here is the 10, the Wheel of Fortune of the Major Arcana, and Cycles of Life. So much going on in this illustration. So much potential when you... And I love right here, you see like death right here in the bottom with the scythe and everything like that. So you have like this energy of everything that you've learned, all of these illustrations and all of these lessons from 1 through 9. It gives you what you need to spin the wheel and begin the next chapter. Here's all the different chapters of life, the cycles of life. Every time you finish a cycle, you can spin the wheel and begin the next cycle. So I love this illustration and all the meaning that is right there in the card. Justice is the 10 commandments, and you have him standing right there, holding the 10 commandments and saying, listen to them. So that makes sense, a lot of sense for justice. Peter's crucifixion is the hanged man, which definitely makes sense. Hanging upside down, I don't think they actually did that. But beautiful illustration nonetheless, and shares such an awesome story. Not really awesome. Awesome wasn't the right word, but a memorable story, a lesson can be learned from. So there is the hanged man as Peter's crucifixion. Death is the 4th horseman. Oh, I love the collar and everything there. I do think maybe there's a little bit of AI work in this deck, but I love AI art. I love the galaxy, the cosmic, and everything that goes with it that we as humans aren't necessarily as capable of doing. I mean, some of us out there might be, and I admire you and respect you if you can. That is incredible. And I love the ability to just be able to do this and make all those clouds and everything come up. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. Temperance is Mary and Martha. You have that illustration right there. You've got the whole scene and everything that can inspire you and help you apply that knowledge of the past to the present and make your future what you want it to be. The devil is Satan tempting, what'd you say? Satan tempting humans to sin. So very interesting illustration there. That's what Satan teaches us. Satan, anagram for the word Santa. That might be something interesting. Lived, devil, spelled backwards, is lived. So I've always liked to point those two things out because maybe the devil isn't as bad as people say he is, because Santa, Satan, that whole thing is giving gifts to others, enjoying pleasures of life, and in order to live, sometimes we have to sin. So that is that illustration of the devil. The tower is the Tower of Babel. Honestly, this is my favorite story of the Bible. They wanted to get closer to God. Everybody spoke the same language. So they built this tower so they could get up to the gods. God, there's only one God in Christianity. But they built it, and then God wasn't happy about it. He didn't want them being able to get up there. Not really connect with them, because you can connect with them down here. But he didn't want them to get up there to where he is. So he destroyed that Tower of Babel and made everyone speak a different language. So that is the tower, and it makes complete sense for the tower. The star is the Star of Bethlehem that the 3 wise men followed to find Jesus on Christmas Day. Christmas night? No, Christmas Eve morning? I don't know. I assume he was born at night, or they wouldn't have been able to follow that North Star, right? So there is the star. The moon is next with Jacob's dream at Bethel, and you have this illustration right here of all the angels going up. So it makes sense. You're connecting with that higher self. You're facing that crisis of faith to overcome it, learning the lessons. 18, 1 and 8 combined to make 9, the number of the hermit, taking that time to pay attention to your dreams and believe in yourself. So you can find that day in the sun, and there is the triumphal entry into Jerusalem with 19 and the sun and the donkey and Jesus, I believe, riding on top. Beautiful illustration again. Judgment is the last judgment. I always say when you see judgment come up, that word in my head is always there with the last judgment, taking that time so you can forgive the past and learn everything that has to teach about it. 20, that combines the high priestess with the fool. Once you're able to learn from those experiences, you can trust your intuition and be a fool again, letting go of that past so you can find that success of the world and feel on top of the world with New Jerusalem. Beautiful, beautiful illustration. I think this might be my favorite of the major arcana now, with all of that collar and everything. Have you ever watched, I think it's definitely in the Picard series that is from the Star Trek universe, and this looks like the Earth once they've stopped fighting and everything and they've brought new and they can go out into space. That's what that reminds me of for some reason. But New Jerusalem is the illustration, the colors and everything, that tree. Oh, I love this illustration of the world. It's gorgeous. There's even that box right there, so it's like potential. What do you want that box to contain? Once you've learned from all those experiences and you've worked hard to overcome the obstacles that stand in your way, made the major arcana sequence yourself, you can make that box hold whatever you desire. Beautiful illustration there. And then we get to the minor arcana. Set those aside and move to the minor arcana. You have the ace of candles. Definitely would be the ace of wands. So it's really simple. We've changed the names of the suits, but it's not like it's confusing and everything, because candles equal fire, wands equal fire. That energy right there of the elements. And here it says, when the Lord saw that he had gone over to look, God called to him from within the bush, Moses, Moses. And Moses said, here I am. So you've got that connection, that idea, and you even have the verse of the Bible right there in it too. And it says Moses and the burning bush. So that is that illustration. With the video I'm doing, being able to read it, that's really small to read. So it's kind of difficult for me to do it at this angle. But there, the 2 of candles, so the 2 of wands, is Elijah on Mount Carmel. And it says, Elijah went before the people and said, how long will you waver between 2 opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him. So that is, you have that choice. The 2 of wands is the should I stay or should I go card. So that makes absolute sense. There's so much thought that has gone into this deck. It's incredible. I love it. And you have the verse down here. It's going to take me forever if I read all these, so I might not do each and every one, or I might. That's how my head works. That's how I make these videos. I don't think things through before I do it. I just do it. That's raw and ready, and you get whatever I'm thinking when I do it. Here is the Three of Candles, making that choice, letting that freak flag fly. It's deciding which path that you're most passionate about and going for it. The Lord had said to Abram, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. Genesis, that is the chapter it is, and the verse and everything, and there's the call of Abram, and beautiful illustration there. Four of Candles is right here, and it corresponds to 2 Samuel, the verse in the Bible right there. And the ark brought to Jerusalem from the Four of Candles. I love the illustration here and everything. It's not just like a husband and wife being married. It's celebrating everything that you're passionate about. So beautiful right there. 5 of Candles, the card of like confliction, immaturity, people fighting our passions because one has a passion and the other one has a passion, and one of them thinks that their passion is better than someone else's. So here is the 5 of Candles right here, Genesis again, and it's Joseph and his jealous brothers, because Joseph was awesome and maybe his brothers were jealous of him. So there is that illustration. 6 of Candles corresponds to the 6 of Wands. You have that right there, celebrating the victory, and it's the fall of Jericho, letting it go, fighting for what you believe in, finding that victory to let go of the things that no longer serve you. That's what I'm getting from this illustration. So beautiful again, the coloring and everything of this deck. I love it. And the information that is down there, like you can use that to get even more knowledge that you wouldn't get from any other tarot deck. Here's 7 of Candles, defending your passions against everybody, and David and Goliath. So that makes total sense for that illustration for the 7 of Candles / 7 of Wands. The 8 of Wands, your passions making life seem to move more faster, right? Move more quickly, and you have the 8 of Candles or 8 of Wands right there. Philip and the Ethiopians. So you have that illustration. You can definitely tell they're moving forward. It gives you chariot vibes, doesn't it? It's a beautiful illustration there. 9 of Candles, aka the 9 of Wands, is right here. And Satan tests Job. You have that illustration right there. You've got the verse and everything right there. Again, beautiful illustration. 10 of Candles, 10 of Wands. This dude looks overwhelmed, and that is the energy of the 10 of Wands. And it's Jeremiah's burden, the things that have brought him down, the burden that he has taken on. Despite that, though, let's not forget that this is something that we're passionate about. So it's something that Jeremiah was passionate about as well. Page of Candles, Page of Wands. It's this illustration right here, and it's Miriam's praise for God. So it's just following that passion, being true to who you are. You have all of those lessons learned because it's 11. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. I love this. I've never seen a deck like this before. Yes, numbers. I don't know if you know this about me before, but I love, love, love connecting numbers to the tarot. There's so much information there. And this is the only deck, I swear to you, I have over 100 decks by this point. This is the only deck that has ever put a number on the court cards. I'm so excited about that. Who cares if it's not foily, colorful edges? That alone makes this one of the best, amazing tarot decks of all time. Yes, 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 there's the 11. Ha, ha, ha. I'm so excited about that. For a Page of Candles, Miriam's praise of God, the verse right there. Yes, yes. And the Knight of Wands, Knight of Candles, right here with the 12, right here with the 12. It's right there. I'm so excited about this because then I can take out this whole, members of the court don't necessarily have any numbers connected to them, but if you see them as the next step after the 10, you can easily find their number. You don't have to. There's the 12. This corresponds to the Hangman. Have patience as you soldier on towards those passions. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited about that. 13. 13 is the Queen of Candles and the Queen of Wands, which would make the Queen of Wands, and all the queens for that matter, can correspond to death, telling you to let go of what's holding you back so you can believe in yourself and go after creating the strong foundation that you desire. This is Deborah. It might be Deborah. I don't know how people necessarily pronounce it today. That's definitely Deborah. That is my mom's name. She doesn't spell it that way, though. But she's the priestess and leader, so she's definitely that strong foundation. Seriously, you have no idea how excited I am that these have numbers on them. Numbers on the court cards. Hallelujah. It's awesome. It's awesome. King of Candles is King David, and you have that 14 up there, which tells you that all of the kings are cards of temperance or connected to temperance of the major arcana because it's 14. It just makes reading so much more easily, like easily done. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. So there is the last member, the leader of the suit of passion and fire, the masculine leader. So you have him right there. And then we move to the ace of chalices, which corresponds to the cups. You have that illustration right there with the Samaritan woman at the well. So you have that information, that verse of the Bible. So you can get that Bible out and you can just read exactly what, and you have the pictures. I think there are Bibles out there that have pictures in them, but for the majority of them, they don't. So it definitely gives you that scene to really connect with it more. Oh my gosh. The more I get into this deck, the more I am loving it because of all the information and interestingness of it. You're just not going to get it anywhere else. The Two of Chalices is right here. The bond of David and Jonathan right there, reminding you that it's not just a romantic relationship and connection that you have. It's the one that has the same, it's like a partnership, an emotionally fulfilling partnership. The people that have the same idea as you coming together, putting your heads together and your hearts together so that you can do something you both love. So that is that illustration right there. Three of Chalices is the wedding at Cana or Cana, C-A-N-A. It's easily pronounced. So I might be doing it incorrectly, but you have that illustration right there. Everybody's celebrating and having fun. And then life gets boring because the party's over and you have the Four of Chalices with Jonah's anger. Sitting there, being angry, not enjoying anything that, like all that life has to offer because you're sitting with your own feelings and being sad. So that is beautiful illustration. Again, the rays of sun, everything. Oh, I love, 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 love this deck. This is why I collect decks. This is why I share it in a video, because I like looking at it and you see my enthusiasm and everything, and it's fun. The prodigal son, I did not pronounce that correctly, but Five of Challenges right there showing, the lessons we learn when we feel down on our luck. There's so much we can learn from that, so much we can take and change our lives for the better and transform into what we want them to be with that 5 energy up there. And then we have the Six of Challenges, chalices right here, Jesus and the children, nostalgia, learning from the past, being emotionally fulfilled by the things that you experienced in the past. You can take those lessons and create even more that you'll love moving forward. Moving forward, we have the card of choices, and here it is, the temptation of Christ. All that potential that awaits in heaven. So you have that right there, the choices that we make. I feel like there's one card there, but it said the choices that we make in the present, where can it lead us in the future? So there is that illustration right there, the colors and everything. This deck is beautiful. And there is the Eight of Cups, leaving behind what no longer emotionally serves you, the ascension of Jesus. Humanity didn't serve him anymore, so up he went. He left it behind to join his father. Beautiful illustration right there. Nine of Chalices. The Nine of Cups, the wish card of the tarot, is the Feast of Purim, and you have that everybody enjoying themselves, all the fruits of their labor and everything, making all their wishes come true moving forward because they learn from those experiences. No hermit energy here whatsoever with that 9, is there? Because there's so many people. Beautiful illustration again. Happy family card, Elizabeth and Zachariah's joy with their baby and everything, reminding us that a happy family can come in many forms. We always think of the mother, father, son, and daughter, or mother, father, and son right here in the illustration. And that might be a daughter. I don't know. It doesn't say. But you have that illustration reminding you like you can find joy in that. But you can find joy in anything. When you feel complete and whole, it can be your pets, it can be your friends. It doesn't matter. Just focusing on happiness, and more happiness will come your way. Page of Chalices, 11 right there. Yes, I'm not going to get sick of this. I love, 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 love that the 11 is right there with the Page of Chalices. The Knight of Chalices, the Knight of Cups, the romantic of the tarot, is right here with young David. I forgot down here with Samuel, the boy prophet, was the name on that one. Young David is right here with 12, the Knight of Cups. Again, having patience as he plays the harp and learns how to play it, gets better at it right there. Queen of Cups, Queen of Chalices is right here. Hannah, Mother of Faith, right there with 13 up at the top. 13, yay, yay. That's like my favorite number. That and 7, because they go so well together. 7, 13. I think that is the number of believing in the truth and following your truth no matter what when it comes to an angel number. But don't quote me on that because I haven't looked it up in a long time. But there is the Queen of Chalices, Hannah, Mother of Faith, with her 13. And 14, the King of Chalices, the King of Cups, is... That's the first one I don't think I can pronounce. Like, I've been able to pronounce every one because they're so simple. But there is Nehemiah? We'll say that. Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem right there, focusing on what you love and letting that help you create something with it. So beautiful illustration right there. Ace of Feathers. corresponds to the suit of swords. I'm kind of excited when we get to the suit of pentacles to see what they've called that. So here is the ace of feathers. Right there was Saul's conversion with that illustration. The two of cups, or the two of swords with that illustration right there. You know, taking that time to look within, turning off all the distractions and everything, and having like that mind, you know, taking that clarity, finding that clarity of the mind. And there, God tests Abraham's faith. So you have to have that faith in the powers that be, faith in God and everything, to test our own faith. So that illustration is beautiful right there. The three of feathers, the three of swords, heartbreak and betrayal. And this is rebellion against David. So very much sadness and heartbreak. And you've got the Bible verse right there on the card. Four of Swords, taking that time of rest and reflection. And the character we have doing that in this illustration is Elijah's retreat into silence, taking that time of silence so we can see ourselves as that strong foundation. There is that four. See why I love numbers so much? Because numbers give you that information. If you just know a little bit about numbers and numerology, then you can read any tarot deck. You can roll a random dice. You can have a playing card. It doesn't matter. If it's got a number on it, you've got a little information right there. The five of feathers, or the five of swords, is right here, the victim, or the victim card, and it's King Saul's tragic downfall. He was the victor for a long time, and then it changed, and he became the victim. So you've got that illustration right there. If you can hear a weird noise in the video, like in the sound, it's so cold at my house, like where I'm doing the video thing. My heater keeps kicking on and off, on and off, on and off. So it's like really annoying, but hey, I'm not freezing my butt off, and that's what's important. Six of Swords is right here, leaving behind the past and finding time of peace and happiness, and it's Ruth the Moabite. So having that person beside you that can help you get through it, you know, finding that peace and harmony that you deserve so you can love yourself and love the life you live. Six. Move that over and move to the Seven of Swords, Seven of Feathers, the Thief card of the tarot, and this story is from Jacob the Deceiver from the Bible, and you have that illustration too, letting others deceive us, like not even letting our own minds deceive us and make us not feel that we're awesome and we can't get behind that chariot and overcome the obstacles that stand in your way if our own minds are working against us. So you have that illustration right there. And then we move to the Eight of Feathers, the Eight of Swords, and it's Jonah trapped inside the fish. Talk about being trapped in something. Oh, look at I love the colors and the illustration and everything. The way that the mouth is open, like you see him praying and everything, but the mouth is wide open. So it reminds us that if we're letting our minds be our own prisons, we can free ourselves. We can walk away from it when we find that faith in ourselves and let go of the things that are holding us back. So there is that illustration. The Nine of Feathers, that was the one that we saw in the guidebook, remember? The Nine of Feathers with the Nine of Swords. A mental anguish, that was the one key word that I have still in my head. Peter denies Jesus. So you have that, like, that mental anguish and everything. You don't believe in yourself enough, so you deny the truth and deny your own truth. And there is that illustration with that. The Ten of Feathers, the Ten of Swords right here. This does not look like a fun situation or a fun scene. Cutting the hair, it seems, and it says Samson. Samson loses his faith, not salmon. Salmon is a fish. Salmon loses his strength right there in the illustration. So you've let everything just bring you down. Life, people in life, all the struggles that you've had just make you feel like you can't keep going, but you can. You can learn from those experiences. You can begin again. We have the Page of Swords right here with the 11. Esther saves the Jews. So learning from those experiences gives you the strength to help others too. Help them find fairness and balance. That 11 reminds you this relates to justice of the major arcana. 12, the Knight of Swords, or Knight of Feathers in this deck right here. And it's Paul the Apostle, and you've got that illustration right there. Leading others, having patience, helping them overcome the chaos that life throws, because that's the energy of the Knight of Swords. 13 would be the Queen of Swords, Queen of Feathers, and she is right here, and she's Abigail, the peacemaker. So all of those experiences of the past, the pain she's lived through, has given her the strength to help others and find peace throughout everybody. Beautiful illustration. Verse right there and everything. So the major arcana is definitely the stories of the Bible. Even the major arcana is, but the minor arcana are the ones with the verses on it. 14, King of Feathers, King of Swords, and there's the Judgment of Solomon. he seems very logical sitting in that. I wouldn't want to be in like that room because he looks like he's very disappointed in people. Maybe that's just my opinion, but beautiful illustration again. And then we have grains, the suit of grains, which completely makes sense for the suit of pentacles because it's earth, and grain is very much a part of earth. It's how we eat, right? There is the ace of grains, and it's entering the promised land. You know, that is the potential, the idea. That's what the aces are. The two of grains is right here, and it's Lydia, faithful businesswoman. You have that illustration right there. She's so pretty and everything. Like the whole taking two things and balancing them so you can find success with both of them. Perhaps there's that illustration with the two of pentacles. Three of pentacles is or three of grains in this deck is the collaboration with others to come up with a new creation. And there it says building Solomon's temple. They couldn't do that if they weren't working together. Now, a little piece of information corresponding back to the Rider-Waite-Smith and the High Priestess. It is believed that those two pillars on either side of the High Priestess, B and J, are Boaz and Joaquin, and they were the pillars on the front of the Temple of Solomon. So this connects back to that High Priestess of the Rider-Waite-Smith and many other illustrations. So beautiful, beautiful, and definitely they had to work together because one person couldn't have done that. Four of grains, four of pentacles, holding onto your money for a rainy day. And who is that character who's sitting there and holding all of his grain and not sharing it, and he has it for a rainy day because it's nice and dry so it won't get wet? The parable of the rich fool. So he's he's holding all that and he appreciates for himself but not sharing it. He's going to run out of it eventually and perhaps find himself down on his luck. They're not the same character, obviously, because that's a dude and that's a woman, but that would have been really cool if it was like the same character. There is the bleeding woman, you know, asking for help, and it reminds us that when we're willing to ask for help, we're able to find someone that can help us overcome this. And we find our soul family too to help us change our lives for the better. So we have the five of grains or five of pentacles right there, followed by the sharing is caring card with the six of grains, six of pentacles. That might be the same woman right there. You know, she had the pain of the feeling down on her luck, had that painful experience, felt like she was financially unsuccessful. Jesus helped her get over it, and now she's able to share that with others. And she's the widow's generosity. You know, she was left alone. Her husband died, so she has that she's able to share with others now because Jesus shared with her. So I love that connection. That might not be the same woman or not, but in my head it is. There is the seven of grains and the card of patience. You know, if you want that grain to help others, if you want that grain to help you eat, you have to be willing to plant it. You have to have that patience as it grows and everything too. So there is the parable of the sower. Sower, yeah, because you reap what you sow. So I'm saying that's sower. So you have that illustration right there with the seven of pentacles, the seven of grains, having patience with the process and not giving up. That is the obstacle these days, right? Having patience to achieve anything. There is the working hard to achieve your goals. The craftsman's practice makes perfect card. And you have that illustration right there with the two craftsmen working hard to perfect their goals. Nine of grains, nine of pentacles. Financially, very financially successful woman, so that you know, once you're successful, man or woman, you can buy yourself something nice. And there is the Queen of Sheba visits Solomon. So she made enough money and she visits Solomon, and his temple is already made. Like they're pillars right there. That might be Boaz and Joaquin. I love this connection. Like the tarot, even the Rider-Waite-Smith connects back to that energy, like the Christianity and the Bible and all the history and everything. And history, learning from like everything about humanity. That's my true passion in life, is learning everything that I can. So there is the nine of grains, the 10 of grains, generations of family coming together to celebrate. My personal favorite meaning of that is like our ancestors, the blood that flows through our veins, as well as our past lives. And there's God's promise to Abraham. And right there is all of the like stream and everything. And look at the galaxy and everything in the background. It's beautiful. It reminds us that we're all connected. And all the ones that have come before us, their blood flows through us and is giving us what we need to keep going. I love that illustration. Page of Grains, 11. This is the final ones of the quartz that I can go, yay! It's 11, 12, 13, and 14. Here is the Page of Grains, and she is Priscilla teaching the teachers. So it's showing you, like, even if you're like just beginning, and it feels like you're just beginning, all of those chapters of the past, all of those things that these cards represent, all of the lessons learned, stories that have come before, it can give us what we need to focus on, what we want to do next, what we want these earthly existences to be. So here is the Page of Grains. It's Priscilla teaching the teachers to teach the teachers, because those new original ideas might be what the teachers need to keep, like, do something better and change the world. So there is the Page of Grains, followed by the Knight of Grains, the soldier that is not afraid of boring and mundane work. He's not going to give up. He's Jacob, works for Laban or Laban. You know, that might not be fun. It might not be interesting. 12, you know, you're hanging around. You're getting that idea. The idea is you're creating what you want. So there is the Knight of Grains, followed by the Queen of Grains. The Queen of Grains would be the Queen of Pentacles. You have her right here as Proverbs 31 woman. And it says Proverbs apparently means she sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. So she knows her own worth and she's sharing what she has with others. The colors and everything. This deck is gorgeous, isn't it? And last but certainly not least is that highly successful, enjoying the fruits of his labors king. And there is the King of Grains, Joseph, in charge of Egypt, with the 14, which changes to 1 and 4, combines to make 5, which goes back to that high priest and shows those lessons of the past and learning from them. That is how you can change your life for the better. So that is the Biblical Tarot, created by, let's see if I can find it there. Maybe. I think they're created by the Biblical Tarot. Actually, it's by Krasimir Kalin right there. And Biblical Tarot down here, this is the 2nd edition, it seems. So there's a 1st edition out there too that I don't know about because here's the one I got with the 2nd edition. But they're on Instagram. You can find this on Amazon. I'm not sure where else you can find it at. They have their own website. I will put the link in the description below of the their website to do this, and I'll put their Instagram in there too, so you can check that out because they share a lot of different illustrations and everything of it too if you want to check it out. But whether you're a devout religious Christian or any kind of religion for that matter, if you are a tarot collector, I highly recommend this deck. If you've always wanted a deck that had numbers for the members of the court, I cannot recommend this deck enough for that reason, because no other deck, and like I said, I have over 100 by this point. I think I haven't counted for a while. None of them have a number on the courts. So that alone makes this deck worth every penny. It's not that expensive either, but it makes it worth every single penny because you have that and you don't have that in any other decks. If you want a reading with this deck or any of the decks in my collection, then feel free to comment on this video, message me on the socials, or book one directly on my website. All of that will be available in the link below. Here, I'll leave you with this in the bottom of the box that is right there when you take the deck out. God is love. Whoever lives in love lives in God and God in them. And it's 1 John 4:16. That is one of the most famous Bible verses out there. And you are loved right there. And you are loved. You need to believe in yourself. You need to take control. You need to trust yourself. You need to believe that the powers that be, whatever you believe in, have your back. And this is your life to live. So live it the way that you want. Biblical Tarot, like I said, let me know if you want a reading with this deck. That can entirely be available. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.